Hi, my name is Billy Flowers and welcome to my channel where I talk about velocity banking and how we can use this strategy to massively pay off debt. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to pay off a $10,000 Discover credit card. So let's get started. So first off, we're going to start with our four key numbers. We have an income of $4,000. Our expenses are at $3,000. Our debt, which is our Discover credit card, is at $10,000. And our most important number, our cash flow, is at $1,000. Now, I want to clear something up, or maybe some people might be confused on, is the expenses. The expenses include everything that comes out of your bank account. So all the expenses. So we're talking about rent, we're talking about your phone, gas, electric, food, every time you go out, all your expenses. So everything that leaves your bank account should be this number right here, your expenses. And all the income that you have coming in should be your income. So I just wanted to clear that up. We have our debt tool here, a line of credit for $10K at 15% interest rate. And our credit card payment that we have is $400 per month at a 25% interest rate. Now down here, we have the interest that's going to get charged on our line of credit if we only paid the minimum monthly payment. So that's going to be $1,500 per year, $125 per month, or $4.11 per day. So let's see how we're going to pay this credit card off. So since our line of credit is at $10,000, what are we going to do? We're just going to pay the credit card off day one. So what do you think that's going to do? First, that $400 that we are making on our monthly payment, we're no longer going to have, right? So our expenses are going to go down by $400. And that's going to equate to $2,600. And what else is going to happen to our cash flow? We're going to get that cash flow, right? We're going to get it. So plus 400 in cash flow, now our cash flow day one is $1,400. Yeah. So let's get started with our new numbers. So we have our $10,000 that we paid our credit card off with, and we have our income of $4,000 going into the line, raising a balance up to $6,000. Our new expenses of $2,600 is coming out of the line, raising a balance up to $8,600. And the interest that we're going to get charged is $170.50. Notice that's lower than what we'd be paying per year if we just paid the minimum monthly payment. We're already beating that. Going to raise the balance up to $8,707.50 at the end of month one. Month two, we have our income going in, our expenses coming out. Balance $7,307.50. Now our interest is already under $100 at $91.34, raising the balance up to $7,398.84 at the end of month two. Month three, we have our income going in, our expenses coming out. $5,998.84 is the balance. $74.99 is the interest, raising a balance up to $6,073.83 at the end of month three. Month four, we have our income going in, our expenses coming out. $4,673.83 is the balance. $58.42 is the interest, raising a balance up to $4,732.25 at the end of month four. Month five, income going in, lowering the balance all the way down to $732.25. And then we have our expenses coming out of $2,600, raising the balance up to $3,332.25 at the end of month 5. Now, as I usually do, I always flip the numbers our once our balance is under what we're putting in. So I'm going to have the expenses come out first and then our income going in afterwards. So then you can just see the line coming down to zero. So we're not taking the difference or getting into any negative numbers, just so you can see it a little better. So our expenses are going to come out first of $2,600, raising the balance up to $5,973.25. Our income is now going in of $4,000, lowering the balance all the way down to $1,973.25. Now the interest that we're getting charged is only $24.67, raising the balance up to $19.98.57 at the end of month 6. Month 7, our expenses are coming out, raising the balance up to $4,598.57. Now our income's going in, lowering the balance all the way down to $598.58. Interest we're getting charged, $7.48. You ain't gonna notice that. Raising the balance up to $606.05 at the end of month 7. Month 8, our expenses are coming out $2,600, raising the balance up to $3,206.05. Now, this right here, this number right here is, you can just look at it. It's lower than what we've been putting in. So what we gonna do? We're gonna put that exact amount in, zero this line out, and we're done. At the end of month 8, we're done. $10,000 paid off in 8 months, starting off with $1,000 of cash flow. And that first day, we already gained $400 because we paid off that credit card. Isn't this amazing? And on top of that, look how much money we got left. This is on the low side. We're going to have $793.95 left in our checking account. Just sitting in our checking account. So if you want to take yourself or take yourself or your wife and your kids out and out to dinner, or a movie or something, you got a little money. So you got a little play money right here to work with. You know what I'm saying? So this is how much you're going to have left. And what I always like to do, we're going to go back to school. I want to see how much the actual interest rate was when we use this line of credit. So what I did was I added up all the interest that we paid every single month, equal $406.05. So what are we going to do? Get my notes here. You're going to take out your calculator or your phone and or go on a PC, and you're going to go on to Google. You're going to type in Google, $406.05 is what percent of $10,000. And this is pretty much simple math, but sometimes a lot of us not good with numbers, so Google's gonna tell you a percentage, and this is what the percentage is gonna be. $4.06%. This is the percent you actually paid, and this is what the percent that the line of credit says you're getting charged, right? It's a 15% line of credit, but you only paid 4.06% because why? Because we're doing velocity banking. That's why. We're dumping all of our income in, taking our expenses out, keeping the the balance as low as possible, and we're paying less interest in the process. That's how this works. 4.06%. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because this is $10,000. 10% of 10,000 is $1,000. 5% of $10,000 is $500. We're at $400 right here. Makes sense, right? 4%. And this is on the high end. Remember, I always take interest after we take our expenses out on a high balance every single month. So our interest is most likely going to be even less than this. And on top of that, I'm not even factoring in any kind of credit card rewards at all. So if we factored in any kind of credit card rewards, if we're getting 1% or 1.5% back on a credit card and you're paying it off in full every month, you're going to have expenses sitting in the credit card for 30 days. Think about that. Just say, for instance, you have $1,000 of your income just sitting in the credit card for the full 30 days. It's not going to get calculated here because your balance is actually going to be lower every single day because it's just sitting in the credit card. And then when the credit card is ready to get paid, what are you going to do? You're going to take money out of here, your line of credit, and pay it in full every month. So that means you're going to get charged less interest on this side. Velocity bankers, you have to think. See, you have to use your lines of credit strategically so you'll pay less interest. And that's how this game works. You want to pay the least amount of interest possible at the same time of paying off debt. That's the beauty of this. So this is how you pay off a $10,000 Discover credit card, starting off with $1,000 of cash flow in 8 months. So I just want to thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And like I always say, get that cash flow.